And congratulations, you played yourself today. It looks like we're spending time on Kendrick Lamar and his album GNX, where he says on Whacked Out Murals, never let a white comedian make fun of a black woman, that's law.
I heard that.
And multiple white comedians jumped out, thought that Kendrick was talking about.
Really?
I saw Gary Owen had something to say.
Mm-hmm. That had to be a joke. He had to be goofing.
And then Andrew Schulz, I mean, he had time.
Really?
He had time. Both of them get the button, though.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
What I can't speak to the Gary Owen thing at all. But the
well, because my thing is like you don't even know if he's talking to you. That's the thing about the Kendrick Lamar album we've been covering for the last few days. Everybody's trying to figure out what he's saying. That's the whole gag. Everybody's like, is he saying this? Does he have a double album coming out? Is he paying homage to this? Wait, maybe he's doing this. Maybe he's doing that. That's the whole gag.
Right.
That is true. I'm pretty confident he was talking about the Andrew Schulz thing. Shauna, you have an Andrew Schulz response?
I do.
Well, what was the Andrew Schulz thing initially?
Oh, the thing that was a big
thing.
You never saw this on your Twitter days?
I just recently saw him talking about black men hairline and them losing their hair because they're stressed out by black women.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he was sitting around talking about black women and basically talking to these two black British podcasters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And while he was saying all these things about black women, how he had dated women, and more or less in a quote-unquote joking fashion, running down black women and how challenging they are, these two dudes sat there laughing and having a good time with him, which is what led to the Kendrick line.
You're sure?
I feel... My Kendrick Dar is telling me
Kendrick Dar
is telling me 99% because that was a very big clip.
The K.Dar.
Yeah, the K.Dar. My K.Dar.
The British comedians ended up even apologizing, I think.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, all right.
K-Dar.
Okay.
Yeah.
K-Dar.
Yeah, my K.Dar is saying that's what he was talking about when he says, don't let no white comedian talk about black women.
That's law.
That's law, exactly. And then this is, I assume this is what Schulz said yesterday.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. Now, technically speaking, if we're going off of grammatic English,
okay,
he's saying I can talk about black women, and that's law.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman.
So he's basically saying all white comedians
are only allowed to
talk about black women
exclusively.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a law.
Finally, he understands
it's a law.
Now I understand why he's doing a comedy with the South Park creators.
That makes
Because
sense.
he appreciates white comedians that make fun of black people.
There you go.
And they've done that brilliantly for decades.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would never want to, break one of his own laws.
No, that's true.
I mean, didn't they have a character called Token on the South Park show?
Yeah, they do.
Which I'm sure Kendrick is a big fan of.
That's true.
He must be a big fan if he's going to do a comedy with them. I mean, we can look that up. Apparently, he has a comedy coming out.
Yep.
What he said, slide, where's the line? Okay. The N-words that coon, the N-words that being groomed, slide on both of them. Whoa. That seems like a call to violence.
It does.
Why would he call to, if he's about protecting black people, why would the call to violence be towards the black dudes, not the white guy making the joke?
Well, you gotta understand.
What?
No. You gotta understand.
Because I snitch. I cooperate. I tell.
Yeah, litigation.
Okay? You will squabble up in a jail cell.
So he goes on to, after that, in our classic Our Show fashion, not getting to the meat of the entire thing. After that, he then basically talks about how small Kendrick Lamar is, and while he could certainly get beat up by the people who Kendrick rolls with, if he wanted to, he could sexually have his way with Kendrick. And if they were in prison, he could have sex with Kendrick Lamar. And Ebro, you're laughing now. You wouldn't have been laughing at the clip. It's not just because it's not very funny. It's like,
I'm laughing because in true shock value comedian fashion, right? He's not gonna acquiesce to this. And you know what I always call this audio? White boys white boying. That's what I always say this, because it just sounds like a bunch of white dudes sitting around trying to figure out how to have an angle on something that they're not involved in at all.
Well, if it makes you feel any better with Andrew Schulz, it's never a bunch of white guys. He's the white guy with a bunch of brown and black guys standing there to be his cover. So you have it slightly off, but yeah, it's the same.
Got it.
He's got the guys who sit with him on the couch to laugh, to give him the pass, to be able to say the things that he says. I never heard that part about the South Park guys. Two things. One, I've never heard anyone accuse South Park of racism. The character Token, I don't remember the episode. Everything they did. Here's the difference between people like Andrew Schulz, podcasters who didn't, who are not quite on the level. They are capable of like full irony. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the idea that he was like, oh, you wouldn't want to work with the South Park guys because Ebro, have you ever heard of South Park being accused of racism?
Well, I mean, I haven't heard him that, but some people don't get their humor. That's a fact.
Right.
Well, that's a problem if you're a comedian, but that's neither here nor there.
And
So
the thing is, he wasn't even attacking necessarily Andrew Schulz. He's going at the black dudes, and they apologized. So they got the message. The message is to black people allowing white people to do that to black women.
Well, I think that's Rosenberg's point. That's Andrew Schultz's whole MO. So he can make these jokes. He has black people or people of color sitting there so he can make these jokes.
Right.
Which is why Kendrick Lamar
got on them.
And by the way, it's not just Kendrick Lamar. Like, Kendrick is the one who said that line, but the truth is, bubbling under the surface, there have been people for a long time being like, why is everyone okay with this dude and people of his ilk saying the things that he says? And then his response to it.
But they say the same thing about me, about you.
Nah, they don't. They just don't. That's not true.
No,
They don't.
people say it to me on social media. They're like, why are you covering for Rosenberg? Why does Rosenberg get to say X, Y, and Z? And it goes back to the fact that just because you're white with an opinion, you're not making jokes, though.
I was about to say, that's another part I wanted to throw out there. Yo, guy, I need people out there to listen close, guys. It's 2024, man. Allyship is important. Good people come together at this point, right? It's not about racial lines, about good people coming together. Please stop throwing all white guys into the same category. I know Andrew Schulz talks into a microphone and he's white, and I know I do, and I'm white. This man has never cared for, crafted for, done anything for the culture. This is a guy who just makes jokes and makes money and was given a pass by Charlemagne. They used each other and sat next to each other, and now he says loose things, talking about things like sodomizing Kendrick Lamar. That was what your reply was in the moment to the most popular, in this moment, the most popular black artist in the world, in this moment, was talking about sodomizing him. That was the joke that you thought that was the play?
But here's the thing.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
We live in a world now where people don't give, too many people, don't give a damn about what we're talking about right now. They'll go, Andrew Schulz is a comedian. He made some jokes. I thought it was funny. People like crass jokes. It's kind of like the dude making fun of the Puerto Rican people at the Trump rally.
Oh, yeah.
And making fun of Puerto Rico. People were up in arms, They tried to turn it into a whole thing to make Latinos not vote for Donald Trump. How did that work out? Who actually gave a damn?
It didn't.
And no, so that's the real button here. Is why we spent all this time trying, because Kendrick Lamar made a comment. We're going looking for Easter eggs. A, we're assuming he's talking about Andrew Schulz and those black dudes because the black dudes apologized. So, okay, let's go with that. And B, we're assuming that other people who listen to Andrew Schulz, Charlemagne, whoever else Andrew Schulz is sitting with, give a damn.
And they don't.
But apparently not.
But isn't that part of, now listen, we know there's been a lot of bandwagon with the Kendrick thing. So now you have a lot of people who stand for nothing who also pay attention to Kendrick because he's hot and trendy. But if you really get into the root of the Kendrick Drake thing, wasn't it all about this exact conversation?
Yes.
That's the point of what Kendrick is. Yeah. He is for people who care. Like, there are people out there. I know people are going to keep giving the Charlemagnes and the Andrew Schultz's bags. I get it. And they're going to keep electing Donald Trump, too. Because standing for nothing and being loud and popular is a thing. What makes Kendrick a thing is that there is a deeper level to stuff. And if you're willing to be the hare and not the tortoise and take your time and do the right thing, you will eventually get your flowers. That's kind of the entire Kendrick thing. And let's stop being so loose with the word comedian. Everyone uses the word comedian to
Look, Andrew Schulz sold out the Garden.
I know.
He's
By
making
the way-
somebody laugh.
By the way, it's 2024. There are mad people selling out arenas that I've never seen do comedy in my life. We are so loose with that word that used to honor people like Eddie Murphy and Dave Chappelle and George Carlin. And now everyone gets, oh, he's a comedian. Well, then shouldn't what you say be funny, my guy? Shouldn't what you say be funny? Because I watch the clip and I see the guys who you pay to laugh laughing next to you. Was anyone else laughing?
It's art. It's subjective.
Sarcasm, Ebro alert, everyone. And no, the last line that really bothered me there, as we take it out, was that he then goes, because hip hop, because rap is so pro women. You're coming after me because rap is so pro women. First of all, why are you coming after rap, bro? I thought you were a hip hop fan. That's how you immediately respond. That's the natural in you. And Kendrick Lamar represents all hip hop.
Kendrick Lamar is probably not the guy you want to include in that convo.
You trying to pull the Bill O'Reilly or whatever whatever the right-wing newscaster is to go, these hip-hop people and the way they treat women, Kendrick probably isn't the guy for you to do that with, my man. Didn't you just have a Hitler look? Wasn't that your look 5 minutes ago?
With the mustache?
Yo, weren't you cosplaying the baldy with the Hitler staff? Shut your bitch ass up.
Right.
Trying to talk tough like you do anything to Kendrick. You won't do anything to anyone. What? That just bothers me, man. And also, it's not smart. Like, take it from someone. See, because the thing is, Schultz has never been held to the fire. And in this generation, now with the podcast, nobody has. I am someone who never disrespected people in the way that these cats do in this era. I would say things like, I don't think Jim Jones deserves to be on the top 10 MC list. By the way, Jim, you know I don't think that anymore. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
My ass got held to the fire when I said things. Mm-hmm. It was trial by fire to have a voice. You're going to say things out loud in New York City. People are going to test you and see you in person. Now with these podcasts, people say very loose things, and they really assume nothing could ever happen. I really hope that everybody who loves Kendrick Lamar doesn't feel a way about what you said, because that was some aggressive stuff to say.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, maybe you and Andrew Schulz are going to have a run-in. Maybe he going to test you because you told him shut his bitch ass up.
That's fine. I will grab him like a spider monkey.
Okay.
It won't be pretty. No, listen, it won't be pretty. He's tall. He's a tall drink of water. I'll have to grab on tight, throw some bows, do the best I can.
What is happening?
But I'm not going to be.
Yo,
I'm not gonna be
Paul,
scared.
we need you, man. We need one of them pay-per-view looks. You know what I'm saying?
That's a bad fight matchup for me. I don't like it. Schultz got to be at least 6'3". In a boxing ring?
Let's go MMA. Mixed martial art. You know what I'm saying? That way you could get close proximity. You know what I mean?
Make it happen.
Couple of takedowns.
Yeah.
Well, but WWE, I like it. Well, WWE, I like Cass because I know the writers well, and I can make sure I get the win. You know what I mean?
Home turf.